morning. This is Jock Sampson, and if you ain't listening to Wrestling Cheers podcast, you are a low-down piece of shit. And if you don't listen to it, I'm going to come to your house, and I'm going to beat up your entire family, and especially your grandmama. Listen or burn in hell.
Taking your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to go where you can see that troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
And welcome back to Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name, especially when you're the number one draft pick. This is Wrestling Cheers. We'd like to talk about things going on Northeast Ohio independent wrestling scene. We preview shows, we review shows, and sometimes we even have interviews along the way. This is our third AIW Draft episode. I'm your host, Justin Summers, and Wrestling Cheers is brought to you by Midwest Territory. Please rate, review, and subscribe your ever this fine podcast, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, or Podbean, WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook.com/WrestlingCheers, Twitter.com/WrestlingCheers, Instagram.com/WrestlingCheers. Email, if you so choose to desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com. Like I said, this is our third AIW Draft episode, and after a week off, we're back. I'm back. But we got three new people for the draft episode. First and foremost, we have Jayhawk.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be back.
Your first time on like a proper episode.
Yeah, everything open crossover.
Crossover. Yeah, pretty much crossover. I was like, interview was, but yeah, the one interview was like a crossover too, so yeah. And I didn't realize it till it was brought to my attention. I'm like, oh shit, no, yeah, Jayhawk hasn't been on.
It is what it is. I'll do it if I'm available and you need somebody. Oh.
And, also back for the first time before crossover, though, we got JGold.
It has been a while since I have been in the Wrestling Cheers studio. I like what you've done with the place, Summers, and I think it's been almost since we did Go for Broke together.
No, we did an episode at the end of 2021.
Well, we did a crossover, but I haven't been in the studios proper in a very long time.
Nope, 2021. Me, you, and Butters did one more at the end of the year.
Nice.
And then there was a crossover, but yeah, I can't remember the show, but I remember us talking about it. And I was like, yeah, like we did so many episodes this year, like let's do just one more. And I don't remember the show. I can't remember if we previewed or reviewed. Probably was
it? Well, it was probably the Biggins Cup. I think it was the finals that weekend. The one that West won.
Now, if it was September, it wouldn't have been the Biggins Cup. Biggins Cup was my Biggins birthday.
Maybe we did do the Biggins Cup too. I have to look. I have to look at episodes.
We definitely did. Yeah,
I know we did one after Go for Broke, maybe even two. But yeah, someone also returning to the show, but they've been on a little bit sooner than that. We got Marcy.
Saving the best for last. I appreciate it.
The most delightful,
the most wholesome.
That's right.
I'm throwing it out there now. I think Marcy's gonna win, because I think she's gonna have a great card, and that's just me guessing.
There's some fun stipulations along the way.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I think my overall vision is going to be better, but I do think Marcy does have the stipulations down.
So
yeah, I've won a draft show before, but I am not confident in this one at all. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. So JGold, Jayhawk, I think you guys will be fighting for second place. I think Marcy is kind of already won. We'll see how it goes, but like there's a certain expectation, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if she surpasses it. So
we'll see.
All right, get into the AIW draft. Go over the rules one more time, and I have fixed this a little bit because I had some wording that wasn't called out till the second one. Number one, every person that has competed in a match in AIW history is eligible. Regular meet and greets do not count, though. For example, Bob Orton and Raven are eligible, but Terry Funk and Jeff Jarrett are not. All AIW championships can only be used if you draft the current champion. Number three, all AIW refs, authority figures, and commentators are free for everybody to use for those roles. Now, if you want to book Jake Clemens in a match, that's different. You have to have a minimum 5 match card. tag teams can't be drafted together. If you want both members, you have to draft them separately. The Bitcoin Boys are the only exception to that rule because they are the current AIW tag team champions, and I don't think they've been drafted yet. And last but not least, every person drafted must be currently alive. They don't have to be active, but just alive.
That's a very good low bar.
And I did a randomizer previous before we started recording. And number 1 draft pick is Marcy. Number 2 is JGold. Number 3 is Jayhawk.
Giving the bet for last. I got it.
I've heard that somewhere before. All right.
Pretty common phrase. I didn't come up with it.
All right, Marcy, you are up.
So you mentioned they haven't been drafted before, so I'm just going to take them right from the rip. The Bitcoin Boys.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, JGold.
I am going with Derek Dillinger.
I'm totally not surprised there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go with me for 2. I'm going to go with Eddie Kingston.
Good pick.
And I'll go with Nick Gage.
Oh, okay. JGold.
I'm going with Danhausen.
Marcy.
I will be going with, I get 2, so I'll go with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae.
Okay.
I am going with Malcolm Cambridge.
Jayhawk.
I could be a total dick to you right now, JGold, but I'm not going to do it.
Do it.
I gotta have one champion. As much as it pains me to say it, I'll take Matt Cardona.
Ooh, you know it.
And I'll go with Dominic Guarini.
I'm going to take Calvin G. Lewis.
Shocker. That came out of left field.
Right?
I have a plan.
Marcy.
I am going to go with both members. Since I have 2, I am going to go with both members of the main event.
Oh, I'm going to go with Philly C.
Okay. I'm going to take Brian Danielson.
It's a good one. JGold.
Marino.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I get 2.
Son of a bitch.
Let's go with Filthy Tom Lawler.
Totally should have went with
Nice.
Marino.
I'm going with Marino. I'm taking. There you go.
Let me look at my list real quick. As much. So I'm gonna go worldwide, and I'm gonna be smart with these picks. You know what? I'm gonna go with Lewis Linden.
Ooh, that's a different one. I'm gonna go with Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham.
Jayhawk.
Okay, I'm going to use both of my picks to pick up a tag team here. I'm going to go with the Rick Kitty Shooter.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, well then I am going to go with All Ego, Ethan Page.
Marcy.
I am going to go with Effie and decisions to make. Cedric Alexander.
I'm going to take Colin Delaney.
Jayhawk.
All right, I'm going to take Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson.
Oh, you fucker. That really fucked up my card. I'm going to take, since I took Colin, I'm going to take Cheech.
Marcy.
I am going to go with our still current women's champion, Shayna Baszler. And Addie Starr.
Oh.
Hi.
That's a deep cut.
Now I need a second. You're going to like this. I'm going to take referee Tom Dunn.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I have a plan. Remember, I have a plan.
Okay.
Trying to get that Tom Dunn vote.
Okay. I'm going to go with Nat Gaber Jr. And let's take Shawn Macon.
Oh, I am going to take former AIW referee Dave the Potato Dawson.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I think I see where you're going with this, and I will admit I approve.
I have a plan.
Yeah. Potato is eligible, sadly.
Yep.
He main
evented with Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever talked about that. Like, he's very humble.
No, never.
I still can't believe that actually happened, and I was standing right there. I didn't soak in the grandeur of what that moment was at the time. Bonkers. Anywho, Mars?
Let me figure. I'm sorry. I'll go in through my list. Just because I like him so much. Shihiro Ire and Minoru Suzuki.
Ooh.
Oh shit! I'm going to take AIW favorite Arthur MacArthur.
I think you're about half right.
Wait, why are you booking Adam Van?
Does he count? Am I allowed to have him in this?
Yeah, he was a former tag team champion. Of course you are.
Oh, then that really makes for some. I'm good there. Okay.
Jayhawk.
Okay, it counts if they've just worked dark matching, right?
Yes.
I say yes because I think I drafted someone in a dark match.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take the boar,
Oh, that's right, because I did book the board.
Ooh.
and I'll take AJ Styles.
Okay. Well, my final pick is going to be the burger-loving badass Chuck Stone.
Let's see.
My dance card is full. One match I'm missing out on. The rest of it is full.
All right.
Let me hold on. I'm putting something together. Give me a second here.
So now it'll go back and forth between Marcy and Jayhawk.
Does that mean we each get 2, or how's that work now?
I would say just one each.
Okay, is it my turn or is it Jayhawk's turn?
It's your turn.
You know what? I think I might be good too now. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I think I'm good now.
Okay.
So
All right, I'll fill out what I need to finish up. Then I'll go ahead and take Willie Mack,
Nice.
Chase Oliver, Alec Price.
See, I kind of thought Marcy was going to go for Alec Price.
I'm surprised she didn't.
It was very tempting. It was very tempting. But I have a game plan. I have a vision here.
I would have. He doesn't fit my plan. I love Alec Price, but he doesn't fit the plan.
He's the best.
Yep.
Okay, I'll take Jeff Cobb.
I love Jayhawks. Like, I don't do long matches and long cards. He's already on this 90th pick.
It's going to be a 7-match card when it's all said and done. It's not a super long card. I got 2 spots I need to fill. I'm trying to figure out what the best way I want to go about it with these last 2 spots. Let's do Matt Warner, and we'll do Jocelyn Navarro.
All right.
And I am done.
So we're going in draft order. Marcy, you are up first.
I think the important thing is you want to start your card off very hot. And since most of mine is going to be, there might be a little story to them, I think just start off with a banger match. And we're going to go Cedric Alexander versus Lewis Linden.
Okay.
So now, are we doing the whole card at once, or we're doing match by match?
Whole card at once, I think.
Yeah, whole card at once with results.
Okay.
In any
so
storytelling.
Mars is up first?
Yep.
All right,
Okay.
so I will Cedric Alexander going over. Love him so much. I wish he'd get more play in the WWE, but he's here tonight. So yeah, he's getting the W there. Next, we're gonna have a title match. It's gonna be Shayna Baszler taking on Addie Starr for the AIW Women's Championship. Shayna's dominant. She's gonna retain. To follow that in a very, very special type of death match that I've been coming up very in my head, and I'm all about it. It's going to be a loser gets force femmed, aka a sissification match. It'll be worldwide taking on Effie, and it's going to be like a syringe death match, but all those syringes are going to be filled with estrogen.
Sorry. I was just drinking. Filled with estrogen. Okay.
Also, there's gonna be like a chair similar to like when Abdullah the Butcher got shocked in that one I forget the name of that match, that really stupid Halloween one. Except it's just gonna be more estrogen in them. Effie's gonna win. Worldwide's gonna get force femmed. He's gonna look hot as fuck. If you've seen his Twitter, he's got some. He's done a little bit. He's gonna pull off. I trust him. And then we're gonna we have a nice little breather. I'd say that'd be intermission time. We're gonna come back with 2 just great Japanese stars. Shihiro Ire taking on Minoru Suzuki. I'm gonna put Suzuki over because everyone wants a second chance to sing Kazumi Inorai. So of course we're gonna do that. Give the people what they want.
Yep.
Then for our tag team title match, and since I'm booking it, it's gonna be a big show. Bitcoin Boys versus the main event. But here's the deal: the Bitcoin Boys aren't just gonna be the Bitcoin Boys, because they've been going through some shit in my head in this ongoing story. And for one time only, they will be coming out as the Femboys. They will be dressed as maids. They'll have little cat ears. They're gonna look hella cute. I know they can do it. And they're gonna have the power of Femboys, and they're gonna retain their titles.
I was kind of hoping you would have Main Event come out cat too, like with manes and everything.
You can't have all Femboys. There's got to be someone to. They're going to dominate the Femboys for a little bit, but then the Femboys are going to use their Femboy powers, and they're going to overtake it, and they're going to get the win. Duke is their daddy.
Okay.
So a question. I probably should have asked this beforehand. If someone if they can be just a personality appears, I don't have to book them. Does that include previous wrestlers if they're not in the match? What's the loophole on that?
I think a loophole that's fair if no one else drafted them.
If no one else drafted them.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. Our main event, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, it's not just a match. There's been some shit going on in their personal life. Someone from Johnny's past has decided, they haven't been involved for a while, but he's just decided it's enough. So Tommaso Ciampa has just cucked him. Candice LeRae is now with him, but for some reason Johnny isn't upset at Tommaso. He's really more upset with Candice. So this is going to be just a blood feud, and ultimately Johnny's still going to get cucked, and he's going to lose to Candice.
Okay.
That's my card.
Well, I can't compete with a ringload of estrogen, but I do have a really good idea, okay? So just everybody hear me out, and I think this is a winning idea. This is called AIW, A Night of Many Genettis, okay? It is all the tag teams are going to be wrestling against each other, and the losers all go into the Ultimate Genetti Battle Royal at the end of the night, and whoever wins that is crowned Ultimate Genetti, the second of the tag teams. I'm not insulting all the tag teams. I do love all the AIW tag teams, but I thought this would be a really good idea to just decide who's the Ultimate Genetti, right? All these, whoever wins is the first, is Shawn Michaels. So who's the Ultimate Genetti? But we do get a really good start.
Before you get into your card,
yeah.
You're doing a Night of Genetti, and you didn't actually draft Marty Jannetty.
I did not, because I don't want Genetti anywhere near this card. I'm just using his name. That dude is way too strange for me. I want him nowhere near the building this night. This is going to be at the old Odeon. We're going to use the Odeon. That's going to be my favorite venue for AIW wrestling, the old Odeon. Any place, right? We can use any venue. I'm going to use the old Odeon. We're all going to be outside. It's going to be in the middle of August, where it's really warm outside, when the Odeon is like minus 30 degrees on the inside. And we're going to be outside getting really stoned. And then everyone's going to come in, and your announcers for this show is going to be Joe Sposto and Adam Van. And what's going to happen is Joe Sposto is going to beat the living hell out of Adam Van and take over and do a solo show like Joey Styles used to do. Okay, so we're going to have Sposto is going to waylay Van somewhere in the first match, which is not necessarily a tag team match. It is going to be a broken glass wrapped bare knuckle boxing contest between referee Tom Dunn and former AIW referee Dave Potato. Okay, it doesn't matter. Tom Dunn's going to beat him to death. That's all we're going to do. Then we're going to move on. Everyone's going to be happy. That's how you get everybody riled up for this. Okay. And every one of these Genetti matches has a stipulation. So we're going to lead off with Dr. Dan versus Ethan Page in a pamphlet on a pole match. So we're going to go back to the old days where we all miss when Dr. Dan used to come out in his hoverboard and put his pamphlet up. And Dr. Dan is going to beat Ethan Page, who I really like. Julian's a very nice fellow. I've hung out with him. But Dr. Dan needs to go over in this match. He is the Shawn Michaels. Ethan Page goes into the Genetti Battle Royal. The next match is going to be Philly versus Marino, chest hair versus head of hair. So whoever wins has to shave whatever item. So what I'm thinking is that, because you can't have Marino lose that beautiful head of hair. So Philly's going to go, and Marino's going to do like the 40-year-old virgin and like wax Philly's chest hair like in the middle of the ring. And then Philly's going to go into the Genetti Battle Royal. Our next match is called Mega Powers Collide. It's Malcolm versus Calvin. And Malcolm's going to win this one because our friend Stan from Burlington loves Malcolm. And you know what? I don't mean any disrespect, Calvin, but I think Malcolm's going to go over and Calvin's going to go into the Jannetty Battle Royal. Then the next match is going to be my personal favorite, Derek Dillinger against Danhausen in a Monsters Ball match. And you know what? We're going to say to Danhausen, find the old Danhausen. If you can't, and you bring all that comedy shit, Derek is going to bludgeon you to death. And Derek is going to win this match, and we're going to send Danhausen into the Jannetty Battle Royal to end the night. Our next match is going to be Chuck Stone versus Arthur MacArthur in a cage full of burgers match. So we're going to fill up the around the ring with hamburgers and a cage around it. So like, you know how you have like that space in between a steel cage and the ring? It's going to be filled with hamburgers. So every time somebody goes over the top rope, they have to splatter into that shit. And it's going to take a little while to like clean up and such at the Odeon, but we're going to figure out a way to do it. And I'm going to go with Arthur MacArthur wins this because he gets a lot of shit. So then my last match in this first part of the show is going to be Colin versus Cheech in an orange in a shark cage match. So you're going to put Orange because we're finally going to find out who loves Orange more, and we're going to hang him over the ring in a shark cage. And I'm going to say that Cheech is going over. Cheech is going to win this match, and we're going to put Colin into the Jannetty Battle Royal. And what's going to happen is Cheech is going to say, fuck it, I'm not interested in Orange at all, and Orange is going to stay up above the ring during the rest of the show. No one's going to get him down from there. And then... And then what we're going to do is we're going to have the Jannetty Battle Royal, and it's going to be every 5.5 minutes, somebody's going to come into this match. So,
Jesus Christ.
5.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm really making it miserable for people because it's Jannetty. So it's all the Jannetties at the end. So you're going to have to sit through it, and you're going to have to watch it. So the first two entrants are going to be Ethan Page and Philly. And then 5.5 minutes later, it's going to be Calvin. And 5.5 minutes after that is Danhausen, and then Chuck, and then Colin. And so I'm going to go with the winner of the Jannetty Battle Royal is going to be another IW Guide favorite because, you know, we're all together here. It's going to be Calvin G. Lewis is going to win. He's going to do one of those standing next to the ropes, and Ethan Page is going to have those big wide eyes, and he's going to go do an elimination, and Calvin's going to duck down and pull the rope down, and Ethan Page goes over, and we name Calvin G. Lewis the ultimate Jannetty. So that is what my card is. I think there were some nice touches in there, and I'm going to go with vote for me.
The ultimate Jannetty sounds like an insult. Why are you doing that to Calvin?
He gets a trophy and everything. It's not.
So he has to stare at it every day that he goes home. Why are you doing him dirty like that? He was just on our show.
It sounded really good. I wrote this weekend. I was chuckling to myself. I'm like, how the ultimate Jannetty? Like, yes, all the tag teams are in it, but if you lost in the first round, you have a chance to still be crowned. Almost like a participation trophy, which is the ultimate Jannetty. So it's going to be Calvin.
Wouldn't the ultimate Jannetty been the first guy eliminated from the Battle Royal?
That's exactly what I was about to fucking say. That's the ultimate Jannetty.
Well, I am saying the ultimate Jannetty is the second tag team member who wins it all is the ultimate Jannetty because the first guy is Shawn Michaels. So the second guy who wins it all is going to be ultimately the Jannetty.
So it was like when Jannetty had the IC title for like 2 minutes.
Right, and then when he came back and he partially paralyzed that guy with the rocker dropper.
It's like when Marty Jannetty said he was a no-limit soldier.
Yes, and he did all those other bad things. So we're using his name, but we're not going to have him anywhere near this show. He's actually not allowed in the city of Cleveland proper.
So what you're saying is Marty Jannetty is the Todd Pettengill of this show. Got it.
Yeah.
He's not the Scott Shannon. He's not the Scott Shannon. He's the Todd Pettengill.
All right,
Jay.
I get to follow the night of the Jannetty. We're gonna do this one from Our Lady of Mount Carmel.
Oh,
Matt Wadsworth and
sorry, I realized I never gave a location. Mine was also Mount Carmel because I just wanted to be at Mount Carmel and I never got to.
Okay, we're going to have Matt Wadsworth and Diamond Joe Leonard on commentary. Show going to start with Eddie Kingston coming out, yanking the microphone from Steve Guy. He's going to issue an open challenge for a no disqualification match in the main event. And he can come hell or high water, somebody getting hurt tonight. And he head to the back.
And he ball taps Steve Guy on the way out.
Yeah. Oh, I figured that one was given. I didn't think I had to pay that one. We're going to open up with the AIW staple, the Scramble match. And it's going to be the Scramble guy, Chase Oliver, Alex Price, The Boar, Mance Warner, Jocelyn Navarro, and AJ Styles. Typical Scramble match. Bunch of guys doing a bunch of, and a gal doing a bunch of crazy shit. Chase Oliver is going to pin AJ Styles to get the win. Going to follow that up. We're going to have Jeff Cobb against Willie Mack. Bunch of athletic, meaty guy clapping meat and doing athletic shit. We'll go about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll put Willie Mack over. Doesn't really matter who goes over here. It's just a good match. We're going to go from there. We're going to have the first of 2 technical battles of the evening. We're going to have Shawn Macon take on Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh.
And Shawn Macon is going to look like he's going to get the win with the ankle lock, but Zack Sabre Jr. is going to counter it into a European clutch and get the pin. The match right before intermission is going to be the Young Buck against Rip Kitty Shooter. And this is literally a 30-second squash. Rip Kitty Shooter go over. Fuck the Young Buck.
I knew that's the only reason why you took him.
Pretty much, yeah. We're going to come back from intermission with the second of our technical masterpieces of the evening. It's going to be Dominic Guarini taking on Bryan Danielson. This one's probably going to be my longest match tonight. This one's probably going to get close to 20 minutes. Dom's going to get the win in the end. Our semifinal for the AIW Absolute Championship. Matt Cardona defending against Filthy Tom Lawler. And we're going to be a back-and-forth matchup here. All kinds of the usual shenanigans with Cardona. But Tom Lawler is going to end up getting the win in the end and win the championship. And then we have our main event. Eddie Kingston comes out. I want somebody in a no disqualification match who got the guts to fight me. And out comes Nick Gage. And they brawl all through Mount Carmel for a while. Eddie Kingston finally got the advantage. Looked like he could have win it. And all of a sudden out of the crowd you hear, cock cutter match. Cock cutter match. No. And Eddie's like, who fucking said that? and somebody points out Ryan from Wakeman. And Eddie Kingston go,
no.
I like JGold's reaction to that. So Eddie Kingston is going to find him, throw him in the ring, and hold him while Nick Gage gets out some kind of blunt instrument. And I think you know what happened from here. Ryan from Wakeman is never going to have for a cock cutter match again after this. And then while everybody focused on that, Eddie Kingston could end up beating Nick Gage to actually get the win.
I have one critique with your main event.
Okay.
Why wouldn't Nick Gage just use the pizza cutter?
If that can implement a choice, that's perfectly fine. Depends on how long Nick Gage wants to take cutting it. Pizza cutter is going to take a little bit longer than some other things.
I'm just saying it's on brand for him.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is there was a cock cutting in the match and it wasn't even the finish. That's what you're telling me.
I did not think of that, but that's very accurate. Yeah, that's something I would pay if somebody actually booked it.
There was a finish, but it was after the fourth Canadian destroyer.
They were finished, but it was after the cock cutting. I don't even think anybody in the crowd is going to realize they're finished. They're going to be too big, popping for the cock cutting.
Popping for the cock cutting.
We call that cocking.
There's your show episode, popping for the cock cutting.
Wow.
There's your episode title.
No, it's AIW Draft number 3. That's the title.
That could be the name of your show. Mine is just going to be Femboy Friday.
But yeah, that's my show.
All right. That was all quite interesting. I think you guys were like, fuck, we got to go against Marcy. We got to come up with some good shit. And then whatever JGold came up with.
Hey, it made sense while I was writing it out, and it actually is. It's a really good idea. It could actually work. It could work in anybody's capacity. A night of who is the better tag team. We could take out the name Genetti's, but think about it. A night where, first of all, who wouldn't love to see Tom Dunn beat Dave the Potato with a handful of glass? But second,
that's different. You could have had that as the main event. Let's be honest.
I just put it on to make people start the night happy. You want to get a match off where everyone's all amped up at the end. But still, who wouldn't like multiple tag teams going against each other for tag team supremacy? That's what I was thinking.
I still think
I don't think it worked better if you actually have Jannetty on at the show. But
even if like he does a run in the main and something happens, or you pull the Ed where you book him and then you have him sit out in the car for the entire show.
even have him come out and to hand the winner the trophy, and then whoever wins the trophy kick him in the face.
No.
Maybe throw him through a window.
That's what I was thinking. Throw
through the glass that Tom Dunn ducked his hands into.
I just thought of one match that nobody drafted ever, but because it has one person that nobody drafted. I think, no, maybe somebody did. Yeah, I think someone drafted him as a joke. Chase Oliver versus Facade in the God of the Scramble matches.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. And I think you'd have to give it to Chase because Facade sucks. Fuck that dude.
It would work better if I could find like 4 other people to be in the match. But those
4 Scramble gods. You could put like Gringo Loco in there. What's his name? Kyle the Beast. What happened to KTB? I always wonder. Does anybody know what happened to KTB? I haven't seen him in months. Not since the pandemic.
I think he got canceled.
He did?
I think it's one of those things like I don't know 100%.
He just kind of disappeared.
He did, right? I don't know if he got canceled. I just think he disappeared. But he was a scramble. He was an AIW scramble guy too.
He got COVID in the woods and never came back.
Mm-hmm. That's a shame.
All right.
Well, hell, I think I win. I'm going to go out and fully promote the fact that I mean, Marcy is playing with all sorts of hormones and needles and all sorts of weird shit like the injectionables. I mean, I'm trying to stay away from having to clean any kind of medical equipment.
Yeah. I got the young Ed vote with my main event. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think I have the Ed vote just on the fact that I have Mikey on the card.
Oh, true.
I mean, I think I have most people's votes because we're bludgeoning Potato to death on my card, but that might just be me.
You don't know how I can bring in the femboy vote, so beware.
You have to realize, JGold, Marcy's better looking than both of us too, because she already got a head start.
Well, it's not fair. I mean, like that's
life for you, buddy.
All right. Well, you know what? I can live with that, but I still think I'm going to win on the idea alone is worth it.
All right. Any final thoughts or last minute plugs before we go? We'll start with Jayhawk.
Follow me on Twitter at RefJayhawk, Instagram at Jayhawk1539, twitch.tv/RefJayhawk. I've been doing a lot of MLB The Show, mixing low WWE in there. Check those out. My next show, unfortunately, I won't be at the next AIW show. I'm booked for Real Action Pro Wrestling, Youngstown, Ohio, the Ohio Urban Renaissance Center on April 22nd. And vote for me.
You should still just get a body double for that and hang out with us.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. I can go to the show that's going to pay me to be there, or I can pay to go to a show. That's a significant enough financial turnaround.
Yeah, but which show would be better?
That's why you get the body double. You're still going to get paid.
Okay, go. Here's the thing, though. My 2 available body double are Kip from Napoleon Dynamite and the guy who plays Sheldon Cooper.
Can't your son go in your place? Can't you start training your son to be a referee? Come on. Oh, well.
He's already bigger than me.
Hey,
Listen,
people
Nick
would love
Wayne.
a kid referee.
Yeah, Nick Wayne gets out there. I mean, your son could definitely do it.
See what Potato's doing. See if he'll ref for you.
I was just going to say that.
Can't put that on anybody. I'm sorry.
All right, JGold.
Twitter, JGold12, Instagram, and then IW Guide. You can listen to us also Wednesdays. And I'm going to be at the Deadlock Pro Show on Sunday in Ridgefield Park at the Mecca, if anybody wants to say what's up. And then I'll be hanging out with you all at AIW on the 22nd. So all of that, lots of wrestling going on and lots of chances to say what's up. So see y'all soon.
And Marcy.
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and OnlyFans at Hero Femboy, boy spelled BOI. Listen to my podcast X Over. This week we're going to be recording a review of But I'm a Cheerleader. Very excited for that. And as we mentioned, listen to our other podcast, IW Guide. We also have a YouTube channel. If you will search, because YouTube's dumb, they won't let you just have like a slash name until you hit a certain amount of subscribers. So subscribe to us. But you can just hit in that search bar, Indie Wrestling Guide. You'll find all our episodes from this past season. I don't want to say too much, but there might be some pretty cool video content coming out this summer. So keep your eyes out for that.
And of course, you can find myself at jsummers330 on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Hive, much like you can find the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook.com/Wrestling Cheers, Twitter.com/Wrestling Cheers, and Instagram.com/Wrestling Cheers. Email, if you so choose to desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com. And let's go over those places that you can listen to this show, where you can rate, review, and subscribe. That would be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, or Podbean, WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. And in the show notes, there is a link to all of them. Check out our podcast friends, such as Hiya Bussy, Super Fantastic Podcast, The IndieCast, Sobros Network, Biff Radio, Game Marks Podcast, Powerbomb Jitsu, Pile Driver Podcast, Fully Posable, Positively Pro Wrestling, Indie Wrestling Guide, If You Catch My Grift, At Odds with Wrestling, Marks with Mikes, Juggalo Rewind, X Over, This Ends at Prom, and Porch Talk. Check out our other non-podcasting friends, such as The Mystery Men, Redline Radio, Mouse's Wrestling Adventures, VHS Party Tonight on Instagram, Danger Zone Video in Joliet, Tennessee, Heart of Gold, Ohio Toy Show, Time Capsule Toys, Smokin' Jay's Barbecue, 20x20 Apparel, JCP Designs, Midwest Territory, Southern Underground Pro, and the official graphic designer of Wrestling Cheers, Moy Boy Designs. That will do it for us here on Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name, especially when you're a femboy. Later.
It's the Wrestling Cheers. Get up on your feet, brightening your day in the middle of the week. And you gotta love the show. Yeah, you know it holds a title for the best podcast. Talking wrestling in Ohio. Finishing a cold one, take a load off. We ain't all about the prohibition like Josh, so we cheers. And then we sit back. Other shows are in the trash, kinda like they Nick Stapp. Like the name is Matt Justice, wearing all the gold. Wrestling Cheers is coming to a close. The #1 podcast going in the game. And one day everybody's gonna know the name. It's the Wrestling Cheers. This is Platinum Max, signing off. Ohio, good night. The world, good night. We love you. We'll see you next week.